Hi guys, Kaz here, and about 6 months ago I did a video going through all the books that I hold in 2020 that are still on my TBR, and today I'm going to be doing that same thing but with books from 2021. So yes, since 2020 I've kept a spreadsheet, which makes this a whole lot easier than any other way. Look on my spreadsheet, see what I haven't ticked, and then that's the video. So yes, this was inspired by Paige over at Pages and Paige, who does a monthly one. So she goes back and looks at her monthly hauls and then figures out what she hasn't read, and then does a poll so people can tell her which ones to read, all that jazz. So yeah, it's inspired by that, but also slightly different because this is the whole year of 2021. Also, it's been a while since I recorded my polar books video. I was just coughing lots in that. I chopped it out. You didn't hear it, luckily. But yeah, I've been a bit ill. Tis the season. Tis the season to have a cold and be ill, so yes. Didn't want to be speaking loads for a while, but I feel like I'm alright at the moment, hopefully. So yeah, let's just get into it. So in 2021, I hold 92 books, and so far I've read 89%. So I have 10 books to talk about today, which isn't too bad. 10 books still on my TBR from 2021. So let's just get into them. In terms of when they were hauled, this first one is from April 2021, and that is Bait and Switch by MC Lee. This one is book 5 in a series. I only have book 1. I got it because it was like £1 brand new. I don't know if I'm going to get the other books in the middle bit because it was by Harmony Inc., who were an indie press. I don't know, I say were, maybe they still are, but there was a lot of like problematic-y stuff that went on a few years ago. They weren't paying the authors, and you know, a lot of people left that publication because they just weren't doing what they were meant to be doing. So I don't actually know how, where, when, how, whether I can even get the other books in this series. But yeah, this is book 5, which is probably the reason I haven't read it yet, because I only own book 1. And this is like a YA spy. Like, the dude is at school but he's a spy, and then he's a spy on a dude, but then also LGBT, and that's pretty much what I know about it. Who knows, maybe they're books that are like companions and not a series, but probably not. I probably do have to read the other books to read this one. And then one book from May, and that is Kate in Waiting by Becky Albertalli. This one, I don't even really know much about it. I got this one for free. I got a couple of the next ones for free, so it's probably the main reasons I haven't like reached for them, because I haven't paid loads of money for them. But I think this is like 2 friends and then they both like the same guy. Like, there's a girlfriend and a boyfriend, and then there's a bisexually probably stuff going on. And I haven't heard much about this, but the couple of people I have heard talk about this book said they really enjoyed it, so fingers crossed it's good. I'm one of the people that think Simon vs. the Homo Sapiens Agenda was pretty average in terms for a YA queer book. It's a lot of people's maybe first one, or maybe a lot of people have nostalgia for it, but I was already reading a bunch of books since then, like before that one came out, and then I read it and I was like, it's fine. I don't know why there's so much hype about it, but at the same time, this is a few books on from that one, so hopefully like the writing and the story is just going to be a bit more better and engaging and fun and interesting. We shall see, hopefully soon. The next 4 were all from July. So the first one is Hexed by Julia Tufts. This one is about a witch, and it's like she gets a period and then she gets powers. It sounds interesting. It sounds like it could be quite a fun book. I also have literally only just noticed there's a little black cat there, so maybe I should read it because I have loads of black cats. But yeah, I feel like this is going to be one that's either going to be really fun and silly, or it's going to be really juvenile and not good to read unless you're like 12. So it's like a toss-up. It's either going to be really good or really blah, which is probably why I haven't picked it up yet. And the next one from July is Afterlove by Tanya Byrne, and I don't know why I haven't read this one. It's just I have a lot of books, but it looks like it's going to be really interesting. So there's these 2 girls, they're girlfriends I believe. One of them dies, and then like they get a second chance. I don't know how or why or where. I don't really want to look too much at the synopsis, but one of them is a ghost maybe. One of them has powers to see ghosts. I don't know, I might be making that up, but there's definitely a dead one, and then there's like a second chance, which is why it's called Afterlove, because after the death, is there still love? Is what I think is probably what's going on here. But yeah, I really do feel like I should read this one. I haven't yet, but I definitely should. And then the other two books from July are both from the same series. So I have Days of Blood and Starlight and Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. This is the second and third book in the, what's it called, the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I own the first one, I haven't read it yet. I want to read the whole series like in quick succession, so there's no forgetting what's going on, all that jazz. This is one of those series that a lot of people have read already, and it has a lot of people enjoying it, so hopefully I'm one of them people. But yeah, I have these two books. The reason I haven't read these yet is because I want to read the whole series, and I haven't read the first one yet. But when I do, I want to read it quick succession, get the whole series read, and hopefully I enjoy it. And I can't even really tell you much about these because I can't even remember what this series is about. I just know it's a fantasy, and that's it. It's a popular fantasy. At some point I probably heard what it was about and then thought, yeah, I'll read them. But I don't want to look at the back of these because it's like book 2 and 3, and it might be like, oh yes, after this person died, or like major spoilery, because that sometimes happens. So that's why I haven't read these two. We're about halfway through, so let's head on over to a message from one of the spawns, and then I'll be back with the last few books. Hello, lovely boy. Half the time I don't even notice that he's jumped on my chair, and then I just lean back, and then there he is, chilling on the chair. Good boy. So the next two books are from August and October, respectively. There is a September book, but these are from the same series, so I'm going to talk about these first together, and then we'll go to the September one. So those books are Prince's Gambit and King's Rising by C.S. Pacat, and very similar to the last reason I gave you, this is book 2 and 3 in a series. I do own the first book, and yeah, again, I want to read them all in quick succession. This is like a mature audience. There's a lot of triggery stuff going on, a lot of stuff that people don't like but other people do like. I like reading about like dark shit, traumatic shit, so hopefully I'll be on camp. Do like it because I own all 3 books, and I want to just read the whole trilogy all together. And some of these books, probably not all of them, but some of these books will definitely be rearing their head in my 2024 TBR. I feel like it's going to be a good place to like pick off some of the older books that are on my TBR and put them on that list. So we shall see if these make it. I mentioned a book from September, and that book is Shackleton by Roland Hunsford, and the reason I haven't read this one yet is because it's fucking massive. That's probably the reason. I have read other Shackleton specific things, just not this like massive biography yet. It is several pages long. To be fair, that much is appendices, so it's only 697 pages. So yeah, it's a chunky boy, it's a chunky non-fiction, but I've really enjoyed Roland Hunsford's other books that are on other polar explorers biographies. I've read his other 2, I've read the Nansen one, I've read the Scott and Amundsen one, so I know it's going to be good. It's just a lot, and that's why I've not read it yet, but I will do. It's going to be really good. Shackleton is interesting. And then the last book is from December, and that one is The Dark Vault by V.E. Schwab. So I think it was this 2021 where I just ended up getting loads of V.E. Schwab for Christmas. I have a bunch of different things on my wish list, but people just seem to have lent towards V.E. Schwab. I don't know if like the covers just look cool, but I got this one, and I got like either Vengeful or Vicious or both, and then I got the Savage Song one as well at the same time. I think maybe even one of like the Bridge of Souls or something. I got a lot of V.E. Schwab, which I'm not mad about because I do really enjoy V.E. Schwab, but I've just not got to this one yet. This is a bind up of 2 novels from the Archive series. So yeah, I think this is one of like her earlier works. Bonus short story inside as well. I don't really know what this is about, I just know that I enjoy V.E. Schwab's writing, so I was like, boom, put that on my list. It's going to be some sort of fantasy, and it's going to be interesting and good, probably, hopefully. So yeah, so there we go. Those were the 10 books that I hauled in 2021 that are still on my TBR. Not too shabby. I feel like that's alright. So yeah, let me know down below if you guys keep track of this sort of thing. Do you know a certain book that you got from a certain year? Or have you read any of these? Are any of the ones jumping out at you that I should read more soon than the others? Let me know down below. And then do the stuff if you want, like if you want, comment if you want, subscribe if you want, all that jazz. And I will see you in a few days with another video.